Today, we're predicting the 2026 North Carolina Tar Heels. So, before we get started, subscribing to my YouTube channel is the first thing that you should do. Look at my Hank CFP predictions. This is the name, and help me reach 100 subscribers. And two, drop your comment on your North Carolina football team in 2026. How well would they do? And what is your record predictions on this comment section below the video? So let's get into the schedule predictions now, shall we? Before we get into schedule prediction, I just want to say the 2025 North Carolina Tar Heels, at the beginning of the season, they were looking like one of the worst teams in the entire ACC. Not only the entire ACC, but also the FBS. They only won 2 games out of the first 7 games, but those 2 games only won against probably those. One of them is an FCS opponent, and one of them is a Group of 5 opponent. So North Carolina really struggled in the first half. But at the second half, they actually get better with wins against Syracuse and Stanford, but it wasn't enough for them to get into a bowl game. Only a 4-8 record. That's not enough to get into a bowl game. So, okay, what will they do in 2026? So let's get into it. So week 1, they'll face TCU at the neutral site. That's gonna be a tough opponent, given that TCU is actually a solid 9-4 team last year. Week 2 against East Tennessee State at home. That's probably the only easy game. And then here comes the ACC slate. Week 3 against Clemson, a tough opponent. Week 4, they got a bye. And after that, they have to immediately face Notre Dame after the bye. Notre Dame is a really tough opponent. Always consistently one of the better teams, like getting an 8-4 better in the last few years. So yeah, Notre Dame it's a really tough opponent. Week 6 against Pittsburgh. Again, one of the more consistent teams out of the 2023 season, always going 6-6 or better, or maybe 7-5. Week 7 against Duke on the road. Duke just won the ACC last year. So in 2022 2025, from 2020 to 2025, Duke has been one of the more consistent teams, going with 8 or 9 wins. Week 8 against Syracuse. Week 9 against Miami. Miami in 2000, from 2000 back to, in 2025, Miami somehow made it to the college football playoff national championship game where they barely lost to Indiana. This should be a tough opponent. Week 10 against UConn. Even though UConn is generally a Group of 5 opponent, UConn is North Carolina playing UConn on the road. It's a really, really, really tough task. Given that North Carolina was only 4-8 in 2025, and UConn was 9-4 last year in 2025. Week 11 against Louisville, a tough opponent. Week 12 against Virginia, on the 11-win team in the ACC, and Week 13 against NC State. So they have really so many tough opponents like Clemson, Notre Dame, Pittsburgh, Duke, Miami, UConn, Louisville, Virginia, and NC State, and TCU. So what's my prediction on this team? After losing my hot take, after losing at least 7 games. That is to Clemson, Notre Dame, Pittsburgh, Duke, Miami, Louisville, and Virginia. I could see them possibly maybe losing to UConn. Reason being is that UConn had 5 more wins than North Carolina, and North Carolina plays UConn on the road. The only advantage is that North Carolina plays in the Power Conference, was UConn plays in a Group of 5 conference. But other than that, UConn has a better ranking, has a better record, 9-4 compared to North Carolina's 4-8. Syracuse, NC State, TCU, really tough opponents. Clemson, Notre Dame, Pittsburgh, Duke, Miami, Louisville, and Virginia should all be losses for North Carolina. So I have them going 1-11 as my floor. The only sure win is to East Tennessee State, but my ceiling is 5-7. If I were to predict in the middle, I have them going 3-9. That's going to be a tough slate of ACC games like Clemson, Notre Dame, Pittsburgh, Duke, Miami, Louisville, Virginia, maybe even NC State and UConn, maybe even TCU. So that's going to be tough. I think 3 wins is my prediction on this team. So that's wraps up for my video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and help me reach 100 subscribers as my goal. So this is Hank Wong signing off.